All right, drum roll. Let's see what's in there. Looks like you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teeth in contact with the anvil at all times. Can you believe that it's been 12 years since Snap-on first introduced this? This is the Dual 80 fine tooth ratchet. It's got a dual pawl on the inside and 80 teeth on this anvil. This is a buttery smooth ratchet. It's just great in so many ways. And I've been using this for years. This is my daily driver. But finally, Snap-on caved to the pressure and they redesigned their fine tooth ratchet and gave us this. This is the FHF 100. Yep, it's got a 100 tooth, fine tooth, dual pawl. We're gonna take a look at that and compare it with the F80. But let's compare it on the outside. And right away, you're gonna see some big differences here. Take a look at this yoke for the flex head. It is way beefier. This is a pretty thick boy here. The switch is also redesigned. It's got no smooth edges anymore. It's got that step design there. Now you can see here on this older one, just a little bit of flex in that. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a little bit of flex in that switch. This one, nothing. It feels rock solid. And oh man, look at that. Hold on a second here. That's just rude. Let's get this thing cleaned off. There you go. Don't want to have any fingerprints on a brand new ratchet. Okay, now watch how far the handle goes on this one. I'm hanging it vertical. Look at that. It moves about 3 teeth. A while back, CP the Tool Addict got his hands on one of these, an early production model, and he said the same thing, that this back drag was really stiff. And what he said to me was that he thought maybe if you put this on a drill and kind of wound that up for a while, you might get this to sort of break in and get as smooth as this one. We're gonna test that today, but first, something I really like about these two ratchets in particular is this. It's got the retro Snap-on logo. I really like that. It's a limited run, so once they've made these and sold them out, that's it. So you're probably not going to get them. They're going to go to probably something more like this, the more modern design, once this run is sold out. So I like that. It's kind of a special ratchet. It gives me a warm fuzzy feeling. I really like that. Something else to really consider here is this F80 compared to the new one is much beefier. This is a very thick head. Look at that. Let's go ahead and measure it. All right, first the 80. Dual 80, you're right at 14, almost 15 millimeters. Zero that out. And see how much smaller this one is in comparison. So you're about 2.5 millimeters more shallow. So this is gonna get you in a little bit of a tighter area. Everything red on this grip is hard plastic, and then the black is gonna be that rubbery material, and it feels good in the hand. Now, compare it with this one here. This older grip is a lot more narrow. So it doesn't fit my hand quite as well as this one, but it's chunkier. So we were talking about how if you need every millimeter of space to get into a tight area, this handle, it's not gonna be great for that. You're gonna want the chrome handle. Well, that's enough for aesthetics. We're gonna go on the inside. First things first, we've got the Dual 80. This is the old Reliable. So that's what she looks like. The switch is a very strong design. One of my favorite parts about this ratchet is the way the switch feels. It's hard to see when I'm not pushing on these pawls. They like to kind of jump out when that plate isn't holding them down. But you can see it engage there, and then it lets it go and engages the other side, and then engages again. Here's your dual pawl held together just with that little spring right there. There you go. Remember, you've got that ball on the inside there that's gonna ride on that part of the switch and give you a really positive locking feel. Great design. Lots of intricate machine work there. Much more expensive to manufacture than a lot of your other ratchets. Let's turn our tray around. Here we go. Doesn't feel like there's any Loctite or anything like that on this screw. But the screw size is the same as the other ones. Maybe a little bit longer, but the same head. So these aren't interchangeable parts. I can already feel that plate moving. But you can tell they're made by the same people. Alright, let's get that plate off of here. There we go. We got her. Alright, drum roll. Let's see what's in there. A lot of nice grease. It's a sealed design. It's got a seal on it. Let's have a look at the way that this switches. Wow. That is, look at that. Completely different from the dual 80 design. Look how much that moves. Can we count the teeth that are in contact at all times? Looks like you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teeth in contact with the anvil at all times. And that could be a good thing for strength, but maybe even a not so good thing for that back drag that we talked about. There's the dual 80, remember. Let's get real close on that. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 2 more teeth on the 100. I'm not going to let this video go out without testing the strength of both of these ratchets. Don't worry. We're going to get to the science part here in a minute. All right, let's go ahead and pull the rest of it out. I'm going to take out the anvil. Same bevel design here. Oh, and look at this here. No springs holding these pawls together. They're just going to be sitting in this machine groove here. And that's how you know where they go. So don't get those confused. Look at the way that's machined. It's a really good looking part. Also a very expensive looking part. Those aren't cheap to make. Let's go ahead and switch it a little bit. Get that other pawl out of here. It looks like it just, okay, you've got that spring holding that ball. And I was just able to pull this part away from the switch, and it rides on just a square drive there. That's what a brand new professional 100-tooth ratchet looks like. What a great looking design. So grease is not the problem with the back drag here. What I want to try next is CP's idea. Well, we've got to put it together again. Okay, switch in, and we'll get that spring in there. Spring in the ball. Don't want to lose these things. It seems like that ball is pretty well attached. It's like we're not going to lose it. It's not going to go flying across the shop. That would suck. Okay, now this device here, I want to call that the switch transfer unit, maybe? I don't know, but I think what we need to do is just line this up with that square drive on the switch itself. Oh, there. See that? Man, get you up close here. Got it in there. So now the switch and this rocker are together. Okay. Next thing, we got those pawls. Remember, we've got a right and a left. See if I remember the way they go. So there's that little hook that goes right down in there. That little machine portion. Oh, almost had it. All right, does that look right? Here comes the next one. Sort of learning as we go, I guess. Check that out too. See that dimple right there? The older ratchet doesn't have that dimple, so they line up this way. Wonder what that's for holding holding grease in there maybe? I'm not really sure. Now we gotta just kind of push it in a little bit there. Now we got it. Let's see if she works. Yeah, she works. Okay, let's get the plate on there. I don't want to lose any more pieces and parts. Oops. It would help if you put the plate on the right way. There we go. Get it right, Steve. Pay attention. What did I just say about pay attention? This goes in from that side. I could hear you yelling. I could hear you coming right through the camera. You were yelling at me. Dude, it's not like the old one. It goes on the opposite way. Well, thank you for that. And helps me get this back together without screwing anything up. Okay, we got them back together. Still buttery smooth as ever. Awesome. A little bit greasier now, but at least we know what they look like on the inside. Great design. I think this is going to be a really, really good ratchet to use. Still got that back drag though. So what I want to do now is, let's go ahead and, where's my socket? There it is. Let's go ahead and put a socket on it. All right, this is a 14, so it should match up with that. So that's what I'm going to do. Let me just hold that for about 5 minutes. I'll run it in both directions, then we'll test to see if that back drag gets any better. Hopefully, it'll just kind of break it in. Let's go. All right, I just got finished up. You ready for this? Watch this. Drill went up to 104 degrees. Even the ratchet got pretty warm, 81 degrees. It's about 60 degrees today, so it heated up pretty good. Not as much as the Milwaukee. Feels a little smoother. Let me check the other one. Yeah, this is pretty crunchy. That's pretty crunchy. This one, not so much. Let's do the hang-in test. Okay, let's see if it reduced the number of teeth. 2, 1, 1. Not bad. So we did break it in a little bit, and with more use, I think that could get a little bit better. Now, it's definitely not in the same league as the King. The Koken, absolute king of low back drag. This thing is just feather light. Absolute smooth. This is a great ratchet for that. Not my favorite ratchet, but it is very good. All right, so this new one is still in contention for favorite ratchet against this one, FHF D80. This is the flex head. Yeah, it's still pretty smooth. This has been broken in a lot longer. I think what we really want to test now is strength. Now this is a special ratchet, but it's not special to me. This one is my favorite, but I'm willing to put it to the test. What if we took both of these ratchets head to head and tested their strength? Now, obviously, I'm not going to do anything just with my fingers here, but if we went all the way with it, now I don't have a Skidmore Wilhelm, but what I do have is a little bit of ingenuity and the willingness to let one of these go to failure. Which one do you think it would be? I've got my retro logo snap-on hat, which is what you get when you spend a couple of dollars on tools, but it doesn't mean I have a pony in this race here. This is gonna be a serious matchup between the Dual 80 and the Dual 100. So I'm gonna go set up a test rig right out there in the driveway. While I'm doing that, you can decide whether you've got the stomach to watch what happens next. If you're good to go, you can click or tap on that video right over there, and that's gonna be the cage match. Only one of these ratchets is getting out alive, and I'm not sure which one I'm rooting for, my favorite ratchet or the new hotness. Let's see what happens. I'll see you in that video.